Baoni, como tu what is good, my people. Today, we are reacting to the craziest meals ever eaten on my 600-pound life. Um, my guess is the portion size is the craziness, right? Or is it like some outlandish meals that I've never even thought about putting together? We're gonna find that out together, my people. But before we do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, like button, notification bell. Without further ado, let's get into this reaction, my people. Dale.
The patients on my 600-pound life eat some of the craziest meals ever seen on TV, and in this video we're going to break down the most insane, looking at the calories, cost and more, starting with James B, the man who is addicted to getting food deliveries. James's story was in season 10 of the show, and he weighs in at a staggering 625 pounds, which won't come as a surprise when you see what he orders in for his breakfast. Obviously, I'm not American, but from the order he places, it sounds like he's ordering from IHOP, and he shares how excited he gets when he orders food.
The amount of stuff that you could get is just crazy, so I get excited. It's like the Super Bowl. You can get whatever you want now, you understand?
He lists off his massive order of food, which is just an insane amount for an entire family, let alone one man. Some of these items have been removed from the IHOP menu, so we'll be going with the closest item currently on their menu.
All right, Can I get the 2 slices of Steakhouse Premium Pancake? Can I get the Game Day Family Feast? Can I get the original French toast?
His first order of Steakhouse Premium Pancakes consists of 2 pancakes with smoked bacon pieces and caramel sauce, and he orders 2 of these. He then adds a Game Day Family Feast, which consists of 8 pancakes, 8 bacon strips, 4 servings of scrambled eggs, hash browns, and 8 sausage links. And he isn't done yet. He orders some original French toast and finally 2 slices of ham. In total, this mammoth breakfast comes to $84 and around 7,500 calories. And he hasn't even brushed his teeth yet. It seems hard to believe that it totals this many calories, but seeing the amount of food on the table in front of him shows the reality of the situation. The most shocking part about this is that he actually finishes every single item he orders and still wants more.
So when breakfast is over, then I'm already thinking about lunch. I do get full, but it's temporary. Then I'm already back on the phone, looking at what I'm gonna get for lunch.
Now, obviously James needs to change his eating habits quickly if he wants to lose weight. In my newsletter, The Fat Loss Kitchen could be the key for him and anyone else looking to lose weight while not eating.
Shout out our guy. I didn't even shout him out. Big Craig. I'll put this video first in the description.
Eating boring meals. Every single Friday, I will send you a recipe for one of these homemade, diet-friendly meals, all completely
Check out his meal
free.
plan, my people.
All you have to do is visit the link in my description or visit fatlosskitchen.com to get started. And James isn't the only patient with a big appetite for breakfast, as Dolly, who appeared in the
Hold up. So that's a lot of food, man. You know, I personally am on a weight loss journey right now. You know, I'm down 30 pounds as of July. It's not easy. This is my second time, you know, going through weight loss, so I know how hard it is. Before I was 180 in the gym, like moving like big boy weights, like you know what I mean. When hit, I was going into a bulk, and the bulk like never stopped. So because I didn't think the gyms were going to be closed. As long as they were, right? So I gained all the weight I lost, and it's my fault, right? It's nobody else's fault but myself. I gained all the weight I lost, and now I have to do it all over again. But I'm going in a little bit smarter, with more knowledge. So that's the bright side. So it's not as bad as it was the first time, but yeah, man, like. That's a lot of food, man. That is a lot of food. Like, hopefully our guy gets the help that he needs in order to, you know, eat a little bit. He can still eat what he wants, but he just has to be mindful of the portion size, right? You can still eat a, you know, donut or whatever the case may be, but like it's gonna be the portion size, and you're gonna have to, you know, do a little bit of walking afterwards. You feel me? That's how it is. Like, a lot of people think that in order to lose weight, you have to like cut all the stuff that you like. No, you have to. You can still eat it, we gotta eat it in smaller portions. Like that's the trick.
Same season, shocked viewers with the sheer amount of eggs she uses every single day. Dolly Martinez is someone my subscribers already know all about, as I've just released a video calling her the most immature patient ever on the show, and for good reason, after she moved into a drug den to avoid Dr. Now. But her diet is somehow even more
What
shocking
do
than
you
that.
mean?
She lives with her best friend Cheyenne, who to be honest could also be a star on the show, and this means that they both indulge
The
each other's
shade.
bad habits. So when Dolly asks for 15 eggs for breakfast, Cheyenne didn't bat an eyelid. Obviously, egg prices are insane at the moment in America,
Yeah.
with a dozen eggs costing around $5.50. So on average, the amount of eggs alone probably cost her $7. To make matters worse, a single egg has around 70 calories in, and not even taking into account the oil she used for cooking, this is around 1,100 calories worth of egg. And she doesn't stop there, adding as much cheese as she could physically hold into her eggs. Obviously, there's no exact number here as she just gets a fistful, but let's be generous and say that that's 500 grams of cheddar cheese, which would
Wow.
be yet another 2,000 calories,
Yeah.
bringing breakfast to 3,100 calories. It should come at no surprise then that when she's finally weighed, the scales show a staggering number.
Step down. We're gonna be going to room 5.
How did that happen? It's actually a lot more than I thought I was going to see. There's no way I gained that much. So that makes no sense. That's impossible unless my scale at home must be wrong.
Somehow Dolly thinks that her diet couldn't have brought her to that weight, and Dr. Now was quick to explain how dangerous her situation had become.
All right, so you are 593 pounds and you're 5'2".
Yes, sir.
So your BMI is 108. So that's a very high BMI. And your body is under a lot of strain because of that.
And just like Dolly, Maya's body was under a lot of strain too, caused by her addiction to fast food drive-thrus. Maya appeared in season 7 of the show and started her episode weighing over 600 pounds, and it's not hard to see how she got there. Because she's so large, despite being able to walk around and bathe herself, her boyfriend Christian needs to do pretty much everything else for her. This makes her attitude even more frustrating, as she lies to her boyfriend about where she goes during the day.
He doesn't know
crazy.
when I go to get food because I get dressed to go out and I tell him it's for errands. But it's a lie because the only thing I'm going to do is eat.
Maya lies to her boyfriend so she doesn't feel judged and embarrassed about going to multiple drive-thrus. This may sound obvious, but I think it's quite clear that Christian knows she goes to the drive-thrus and just wants to keep the peace. In the car to the
he's enabling it.
drive-thrus, Maya admits that sometimes she will go to 4 places in a row, which is more than most people will go to in an entire month, let alone in a single morning. Her first stop is
My guy, Craig. I don't know about that. Like some people, you know what I mean. You can do a little Uber Eats for breakfast, Uber Eats for lunch, Uber Eats for dinner. Maybe you want a coffee, something like that. Uber Eats, that's 4 places in a day. Craig, come on now. I feel a little judgment coming on, and it's not about like the fast food restaurants, right? It's about what you're eating and how much of it you're eating. Like you can go to Sweet Green, which is I consider that to be fast food, and it's on the healthier side, right? But if you're eating like five bowls, right, 6-7 bowls, and of course, like too much of a good thing can become poison, and I think that's kind of what's going on here. Like, well, she's also clearly has an addiction to food, and I'm not sure what her situation is. Or using it to like as a means to like cope with something, or just like she gets serotonin from eating certain foods. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really sure what it is, but like, that's crazy. And then her boyfriend too. I mean, if you know that's going on, and then you have to like be her in-house nurse, essentially, like helping her do this and helping her do that. Like, that's the life that you want? Like, I don't think so. I don't know. For me personally, that's not a life that I want. But to each your own.
McDonald's, and her order is mammoth to say the least.
Can I get 2 sausage burritos, a bacon, egg, and cheese, and a sausage muffin with egg?
So with her order of 2 sausage burritos, a bacon, egg and cheese, and a sausage and egg muffin, this brings her calories to start her morning to around 1,200 and costs
like a
around
freaking
$15.
bodybuilder, man.
But this
Like
wasn't enough,
bulking
and
meal
Maya
right there.
isn't full yet.
There's no words for that feeling when you taste something you love.
Yeah, she's
It's
addicted.
incredible, but it feels like that meal is gone in a second. So I move on to the next things I'm craving.
Next, she pulls up to the Arby's drive-thru and puts through another massive order.
Can I get a beef and cheddar sandwich, jalapeno roast beef slider, and your ultimate BLT sandwich?
With the beef and cheddar sandwich, a jalapeno roast beef slider, and an ultimate BLT sandwich, which by far has the most calories of any of her meals this morning, all confirmed, she digs in yet again. She decides to enter a spree of drive-thrus here, and finishes her morning having eaten 2,679 calories and having spent $31, which is probably enough to feed 2 or 3 people. I'm going to make a
Bro, $31, if that's just like one meal. In all honesty, that's like one Uber Eats order, depending upon what you're eating. That's you feel me? But setting that aside, see what Craig means by like the whole 4. It's the 4 in a row. Like that's the issue. If you were spreading it out between like different meals, then I'll be like, you know what? That's fine. But if she's going from McDonald's to Arby's to like Burger King to Wendy's, like that's mad, my people. That's insane. Like that's the problem. That's like akin to somebody being on some type of drug, right? But it's legal, it's food. And like I said, you know, anything can be harmful. You know, too much of anything, you know, of a good thing can become harm. Like that's what they say about poison, right? But yeah, that's wild.
full video on Maya, as her addiction to food was so strong and her relationship with her family was made extremely difficult because of that. So make sure you listen to Doctor now and subscribe to my channel.
I encourage everybody to subscribe to the Craig's YouTube channel and enjoy the videos.
Now, although Maya hid her food addiction, Bethany was much more brazen about hers, as she has her children bring her a ridiculous amount of fast food to binge on. Bethany's episode starts with her saying she hates her life and she's in constant misery. At 40 years old and over 600 pounds, she needs her 10-year-old daughter to help her get ready for the day. She has another 18-year-old daughter that does cook for her, and she does start by cooking her mother a breakfast of 3 eggs and some toast. This is just a normal breakfast and obviously isn't too crazy. However, Bethany gets hungry during the making of this breakfast, so has a muffin and a bun and a packet of what looks like crackers before she has her breakfast. This is pretty tame as far as 600-pound life breakfasts go though, and the real shocking meal comes later into her episode as she orders a pizza feast all for herself. When her daughters arrive home from school, they order a meal consisting of 2 pizzas and a massive box of multiple slices of garlic bread. I try to find the specific restaurant, but not being from America and my knowledge of the fast food chains over there being limited, we have to make some assumptions here. So it looks like 2 large mushroom and pepper pizzas, which would have around 3,000 to 4,000 calories in total. But what really takes the cake is the massive box of cheesy garlic bread she orders for basically all herself.
That's when food became this thing in life, like it is now, where I have to have it.
My people, that is crazy. Like that's a whole box of Texas toast, my people. Like, and it's thick too. Oh my goodness, man. Like that's crazy. That's crazy. And people in her life are like enabling her too. But I guess it's like to keep the peace, right? When somebody's hangry, you don't want to deal with that hangriness. So I guess you keep her satiated, you know, keep her fat and happy. I guess that's what it is. But like that is wild.
At my count, there's 15 slices there, and at minimum 350 calories per slice, that totals up to 5,250 calories just on garlic bread. She does give a couple of slices of pizza and a slice of garlic bread to her daughters, but not too much, and it looks like it's safe to assume that she ate no less than 8,000 calories in this one meal. She does leave the crust though, so maybe she saved some calories there.
The only thing that could help me escape it was food, so I was just eating my way through life at that time and gaining. So I put on another 100 pounds after that and got up to the 400s by the time I was 15.
Now, like Maya before Bethany, Karina also tries to hide her food habit, but in a very different way. Featuring in season 6 of the show, and much like the other stars, her first thought every morning is that she survived the night. Her following thought is wondering what she's going to have for breakfast, which is the sad reality of living with a deep food addiction. She lives with her parents, and the only time she leaves the house is to the grocery grocery store with them while being carried in the back of their people carrier. But she only does this so she knows her parents are going to buy what she wants from the store.
My parents have to
crazy.
drive me, and I sit in the back of the van on the floor. So they literally had to fold the seats in the van down, put a blanket on the floor.
As she's wheeled around the store, her parents do not question anything she wants. Ice cream, chips, cakes, and more.
Wait. Hold up. Bruh, ain't no way. Ain't no way. She just did the like a wet fish scooting out, you know what I mean? Like and onto the bed of the bro. Ain't no way. No, we gotta see this again.
Drive me, and I sit in the back of the van on the floor. So they literally had to fold the seats in the van down, put a blanket on the floor.
As she's wheeled around,
Bro, isn't that unsafe? What do you get? What if you get into a car accident? Like you, I'm sorry. I'm trying to. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny. But like, what if you know? Let me knock on wood for them, right? What if they get into a car accident and then like she just flies forward? That's a lot of weight. That is a lot of weight. Like, if the airbags hit you, then she, bro. Oh my god, it's not funny, my people. It's not funny, but oh my goodness, man. Like, one, that's unsafe, and like for her, and definitely for the people that's sitting in the front seat, like that. Oh my goodness, man.
the store, her parents do not question anything she wants.
Yeah,
Ice cream,
shame on her
chips,
parents, man.
cakes, and more, with nothing being off limits. Even though her parents don't question her meals and know she eats a massive amount of food, she still attempts to hide her addiction. When her parents leave for the evening and go to dinner, Karina allows herself to order even more food.
I have 2 medium pizzas with pepperoni and sausage, 1 order of your cheese sticks, 24 honey chipotle wings, and the double chocolate chip brownie.
Delivery or carry out?
This will be for delivery. Thank you.
When the food arrives and is laid out on the bed, Karina rubs her hands together as she looks at the mountain of food in front of her. Starting with the medium pizzas, they probably have at minimum 2,500 calories in them each. And I'm not sure what restaurant she got them from, but if we go off the Papa John's menu, those 24 wings will have another 2,500 calories in them, the majority of the calories coming from the sauce they are in. She tops the meal off with a brownie, with one square having 250 calories, so another 2,250 calories there, and a garlic bread, which is at minimum 1,000 calories. So in this absolute feast, she will devour around 8,250 calories, which explains...
Bruh. How? Where does the food go? How do you consume that much food at one time? That's crazy. Oh my goodness, man. She's making me not want to eat food. That is wild. How does she get around to go to the bat? Like, oh my goodness. She must. I don't even want to know. Oh my god, I can't get that. I got a thought in my head now that I can't even get out. That I can't even say on YouTube because like
how her weight has ballooned to this size and has now meant that her bed needs to be held up with cinder blocks.
It makes me feel warm and good inside.
Wait, what?
250 calories, which explains how her weight has ballooned to this size and has now meant that her bed needs to be held up with cinder blocks.
It makes me feel warm and good inside, if only for a short while. But I'm afraid that one day I'm just gonna need too much. I'm probably gonna die from a heart attack, or I'm gonna suffocate. But I can't stop myself.
This somehow wasn't as big as the next patient's meal though, which actually was...
Bruh, her bed has to be held up by, it's not funny, by cinder blocks, my people. Cinder blocks, because like she can't be in a regular bed frame. Like, that is crazy.
So large, it made headlines in the news. In season 11 of the show, we met Chris, whose legs are so fat that they push against each other, meaning he can barely stand up. Despite this, he can take care of himself and do most daily tasks, which includes making his own breakfast.
My weight makes it challenging to cook the kind of breakfast that I want. Because of the weight and the fat in between my legs, I can't stand up straight, so they're constantly pushing apart. which makes it really uncomfortable to stand in the kitchen for a long period of time. So I actually have to sit on a cooler that I sit on when I cook.
This is the scene which made headlines and led to comments such as, "This is my food for an entire week," and honestly, it isn't an exaggeration. Now, it's pretty impossible to track the calories of this meal as he just has a pan full of bacon, another massive pan full of scrambled eggs, sausages in the oven, and of course cheese to melt on top. Chris puts all of these ingredients into a breakfast burrito, of which he makes 12. 12 whole breakfast burritos smothered in sauce.
I make the meal with my stomach, not with my brain, so I have a really big meal, and when I start eating, as soon as I hit that first bite, I eat it all. I call it going red. I can't stop.
He doesn't even take these burritos to a table and prefers to eat them at the kitchen bench to allow him to devour them quicker. Although Chris didn't eat a healthy meal, at least he made an effort to cook his food, which can't be said about Holly, who decided on the day before her weigh-in at the doctor's office she would order a greasy Chinese meal. Now, there's not really an insane amount of food here. Well, maybe it is for the average person, but the real craziness comes from the timing of her decision to get this Chinese food, which is obviously extremely high in fat, oil, and salt.
Since we just moved in, we're not really set up to cook. So we're ordering delivery from places around here a lot until we can get some pots and pans and stuff to cook with. But Ray said he's gonna look for a job tomorrow, and he'll get all that while he's out, and we can start prepping healthy meals.
Holly uses the excuse that she's just moved into her home and she can't afford pots and pans. But looking at the size of her Chinese order, surely that could have been swapped for something healthy and bought some pans to cook with. So she has a massive Chinese meal on the night, knowing full well in the morning she's going for her weigh-in with the doctor, in which she has a goal to lose 50 pounds, and that goes about as well as you're expecting.
I'm really upset, and I don't understand why my progress isn't that good. So I'm shocked and confused and nervous to hear what Dr. Now is gonna say.
She doesn't lose as much weight as Dr. Now was expecting, which caused him to question why she values food and chocolate over living. This led to one of his angriest moments.
Bro, shout out Big Craig for, putting this video together. The amount of foods and the numbers, like, to me, I'm be honest with you, it wasn't really real until he started to calculate the calories, and sort of has me thinking about, like, I mean, at present I eat pretty clean. As I said, like I'm losing the average 1 to 2 pounds a week. I'm not trying to lose too much weight too quickly because I don't want to have like loose skin and whatnot. So I'm taking it slow, right? I personally, I can't even imagine, like, just me even thinking about eating that much food. Like, it's just, will turn my stomach. Wow, man. Sometimes you need, to actually see what you're eating from a numerical standpoint, right? In order for you to understand, like, listen, like, which, what avenue do I want to, like, go down? Do I want to go down an avenue, right, where I can, live longer, as healthy as I can, right, and still, but still enjoy the thing that I love, but within reason? Or do I want to live in this avenue over on this side where it's just pure excess, right, where I'm happy in the moment, right, short term, but long term, I'm going to experience pain that will be most likely irreversible, right? So that's how you gotta put it into perspective. Anyone that's, like, losing weight or trying to lose weight, like, that's the way I'm doing it. It's like I'd rather be a little bit less, quote unquote, like have the food high, be healthier, be able to move around, you know what I mean, versus, like, short term be happy and then long term, like, have to live in just, like, chronic pain and discomfort. You know what I mean? Not being able to do the simple thing that I love, right? So for anyone losing weight out there, I know it's not hard, but you can do it, twin. You got it. And thank you so much for watching, my people. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.